Ever risked it all for something you believed in? I mean, really gone all in, family, fortune, the whole 9 yards? That's what our guy today did. Crossed an ocean to fight for a cause, became a legend, even. Yeah, we're diving into the Marquis de Lafayette, the hero of two worlds, they called him.
What gets me about Lafayette is he's not just a statue, hero on a horse. He's a guy stuck between two revolutions, America, France, both messy in their own ways.
And we love messy, right? Got to unpack all that. Got some great stuff to dig into today, like there's this podcast, Noble Blood. It goes deep on Lafayette, and let me tell you, some of it you'll be like, hold on, did that really happen?
The detail in that one, it's amazing. Paints a picture, this kid, rich French family, then boom, off to America fighting.
Okay, rewind a bit.
Yeah.
Lafayette, he wasn't your average fancy pants Frenchman, right?
Yeah.
Like born into money, family full of military guys, but tragedy. Loses both parents young.
Thing is, even as a kid, he's got this itch for adventure, more than just the silver spoon life. The podcast even mentions he was out there hunting the beast of Gévaudan. You heard of that? Like wolf creature, terrorizing the countryside. Shows you, fearless, even then.
Okay, yeah, nobleman chasing a monster. That's a visual, right? Like straight out of some historical novel.
Totally. But gotta remember, France back then, it's buzzing with these ideas. Liberty, equality, rights of man, all that. It's in the salons, the debates, everywhere. And young Lafayette, he's soaking it up.
So we got adventure, military background, then bam, these revolutionary ideas hit him. It's like destiny's brewing.
No, you got it. Then, boom, news of the American Revolution crosses the pond. For Lafayette, it's like a wake-up call. He sees it, this fight, it's those ideals in action. You know what I mean?
And here's where it gets wild. He doesn't just talk, he acts. Defies the king, his family, risks his fortune to join up with the Americans.
Idealism, sure, but also impulsive, right? 19 years old, this guy. Buys his own ship, La Victoire, sets sail. Podcast says he's even learning English on the way, 8 weeks at sea, so he can talk to the guys when he gets there.
Now that's commitment. Think about that. Ideal so strong you risk everything, fight for it, thousands of miles away.
Ideas, men, they can move mountains. Lafayette, he saw America. It was hope, right? A place where liberty, democracy, all that, it could actually work.
And he wasn't alone, right? This American Revolution, it drew people in all over Europe. They believed in this new kind of government, power from the people, the whole deal.
But for Lafayette, it was more than just theory. He was ready to put his life on the line for it. And that brings us to, well, he lands in America, meets George Washington.
Always love those historical meetups.
Yeah.
Two worlds collide, right?
Yeah.
Fate, destiny, all that jazz.
And this first meeting, not exactly smooth sailing. Podcast says it was kind of awkward. Washington, he's wary of foreigners, had his fill of European adventurers looking out for number one. So he's cold to Lafayette at first.
Can't blame him, right? New nation, fighting for survival. Gotta be careful.
Exactly. But Lafayette, young as he is, inexperienced even, he's got this sincerity, this passion, wins Washington over eventually.
So what was it, do you think? Family name, connections, money?
Maybe, but I think it was Lafayette's pure commitment. No strings attached, no personal gain. Impressed Washington, that did. Podcast even mentions both of them orphans. Maybe that sparked something, a connection there.
Wild, right? Revolution raging, and it's these personal things that shape history. And that leads us to the Battle of Brandywine. Lafayette's first time under fire. In the American Revolution, anyway.
This the test, right? Thrown into battle, Bruges troops, the real deal. Gets shot in the leg, keeps fighting. Brave, no question.
That's the image, right? Wounded, but standing strong. Must have been something for the other soldiers to see.
Oh, and Washington, worried sick about the kid. Tells the doctor, treat him like my own son. Shows you the bond, right?
Powerful stuff. Respect, affection, forged in battle. That connection, it lasts through the war and beyond.
And that's just the beginning, my friend. Lafayette's story, it's just getting started. Lafayette's story, it gets, well, complicated, right? When you think about America, France, both revolutions, but man, so different.
Easy to lump them together, revolution and all.
Really?
Yeah, totally different. America, breaking free, independence thing. France, that was them. Their own system, hierarchies, the whole bit.
Exactly. And this Noble Blood podcast, it makes that clear. America, they were united, right? Get rid of the Brits. That's the goal.
Yeah.
France, oh man, Splitsville, factions. Everyone wants something different.
Makes you think, right? Lafayette, he's seen America pretty unified, then goes back to France, and it's, well, chaos. Violent even.
Yeah.
How do you handle that, I wonder?
Good question, right? 1 minute you're fighting redcoats, clear enemy. Next, it's Paris, who knows who's on what side.
Whiplash, right. And what he does, it's interesting. He writes this Declaration of the Rights of Man, totally inspired by America. But then he's also trying to protect the king, the monarchy, from the more extreme guys.
Shows you. Lafayette, struggle, right. Liberty, equality, he believes that. But he's also, well, he's a nobleman. Grew up in that world. Trying to square those two things, I guess.
All the revolutionaries had that problem, huh? Want the change, but scared of things falling apart. How much do you tear down, right?
Age-old question, man. Revolutions, they're messy. Lafayette, he's a warning sign, almost. Trying to stay in the middle, it's tough.
So, caught between a rock and a hard place. Radicals think he's too soft. Monarchists think he's a traitor. Ugh.
And it catches up to him. Gotta flee France, enemy of the state now. Ends up in prison, Austria, 5 years. Sad, really. Dedicated his life to liberty, and look what happens.
Revolutions, man. Fickle.
Yeah.
Right. 1 minute you're the hero, next you're the problem.
And it shows you being too stuck on one idea, that's dangerous. Lafayette, idealistic, sure, but couldn't roll with the punches, you know? France was changing fast. He wanted that slow, steady progress. Didn't match up.
Maybe America gave him the wrong idea. Over there, it was, I don't know, more contained. Like, they knew what they were fighting for.
Could be. But America, France, different stories, different places, different times. Can't just copy and paste revolution, right?
Point taken.
Yeah.
Revolutions. Each one's unique, messy, unpredictable. Even if you mean well, sometimes it all goes sideways.
Lafayette, yeah, he's a reminder of that. Not just a hero, not a villain. Complicated guy. History throws a lot at him.
But even when he messed up, there's a lesson, right? Don't oversimplify things. History's full of nuances. You can have the best intentions, and things still go wrong.
Makes you think, what do we believe in? And how do we make it happen? Fighting for change, but not going too far, you know? Tough balance.
Relevant stuff, even today. And Lafayette, he's not done yet. We'll get into his later years, his return to America, even. More to uncover there, I think. Hard to believe, right? Jail, disappointment, all that, and he still believes in the cause. What happens next?
Well, funny thing, Napoleon takes over France after all the craziness, lets Lafayette out of prison. But Lafayette, he's not on board with Napoleon's whole, you know, emperor thing. Too much power for one guy. So he lays low, family, his estate, all that. But never gives up on liberty, government, by the people, the ideas, you know.
He's saying something, right? Sees the revolution go bad, goes to jail himself, still doesn't turn bitter.
Stubborn, maybe, in a good way. Then he gets a chance, go back to America, the country he helped build, takes it full steam ahead, and that's when he becomes like the legend, hero of two worlds, the whole deal.
This trip, it wasn't just a visit though, right? More like a rock star tour, right?
Oh yeah, huge deal. All 24 states back then, parades, speeches, the works. Lafayette's like the symbol of the revolution, walking, talking.
Hard to imagine that today, huh?
Yeah.
Some foreign guy, everyone goes crazy for him coast to coast. Why Lafayette though? What was it about him?
A few things, I think. He was there at the start, you know, reminding people of the fight, what they won, but also he was the ideas, right? Liberty, equality, democracy, all that. America was young, figuring itself out, and he represented that hope, you know?
And you can tell he's loving it. Like his life's work, it paid off. This country, it's thriving because of him, in part.
It's a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
America celebrates him. He sees what they built. Full circle moment.
Nice ending to the story. All about liberty, his whole life.
And even after he died, 1834, the connection stayed strong. They put dirt from Bunker Hill on his grave over in France. And to this day, American flag flies there. Pretty cool, huh?
And then 2002, they make him an honorary citizen.
Huh.
Like officially. Shows you the impact, the story. It lasts.
Lafayette, he's proof. Ideas matter. You fight for what you believe in, good things can happen. Liberty, equality, that stuff's worth it, even when it gets tough.
Well said. And for everyone listening, want to hear more stories like this, crazy history, lessons we can learn, hit that subscribe button. The Deep Dive will be back next week. More digging into the past, figuring out what it means for us today. Keep asking questions, folks. That's what it's all about.